so much. Actually, I'm here because I want to go to the World Cup in front of myself. Brazil. Is there anybody knows it that might have something to do with Brazil? First time Anna doesn't speak out all year. I had this girl for 1 week in school, and she stands up in the middle of the class and said, "Mr. Mack, this is very difficult." I said, "Yes, I know." I'm sure there's Brazilian soap operas too. Great kid. We're so fortunate to have so many great exchange students over the years. I love you, Anna. All right, I'm here today, guys, to kind of make an apology to the administrators. You know, it's been known for years that I kind of come to these things and a lot of times what I do is I pick on the administrators because they're fairly easy targets. I do feel, you know, when you're leaving a place, you want to say, you know what, I'm a little bit sorry about what I did. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to take a few minutes to apologize because I think these men, like Mr. Commander, Mr. Skugovic, they don't get enough credit for what they've done. I think they're paid too much. They don't get enough credit for what they've brought to the school and what they've accomplished to get where they are. So I'd like to start with Mr. Commander. You know, he's leaving this year, and he's done his job as he always does, and he's been in a great deal of pain. Many of you don't realize this. He has a serious injury. He's got chronic tennis elbow. And the doctors studied this and found out it's from combing his hair too much. He actually has a smart board in the office, and you can see him there each morning, and then he'll go, "Hey, Deborah, yo, how do I look?" And Robbie did give him a birthday present, some Bada Bing hair gel, which is working very effectively. But more important than that, you know, one of the messages we always give you students is that you can conquer anything. You can be all that you want to be, and many of you are going to be very successful because you have so much talent. But what Mr. Commander is compensated for, many of you don't know this, I probably shouldn't say it, but I will, he's illiterate. Hey, we're not laughing at things like that. To get to a prestigious position like he did, conquering that little minor problem, and I'll tell you how I know this. It's when he gave me my first observation. Now, being here over all these years, guys, you can imagine how many administrators observed my classes.
Oh, yeah.
And I had some characters from Dude Manwaring, all the way Dr. Carl Nelson, and then, of course, Stu Racklin. That was about 10 pages, my observation. It's kind of like reading one of Sky's essays, you know. You know, it's teasing. So I'm in class and I'm doing my dog and pony show. I'm getting observed, woohoo, you know, the 100th time. And he's back there making facial expressions and trying to write. It kind of looked like President George Bush Jr. And at the end of class, he presents me with my observation. It was on a piece of cardboard. It was written in crayon and said, "Mikey likes it." He's not denying it, notice that. But to his credit, to overcome his weaknesses, he surrounded himself with capable people. So nobody knew we had this shortcoming because he'd have Mr. Rabbit and Mr. C ghostwrite his letters. So if you get a letter from Mr. Commander and it sounds like F. Scott Fitzgerald, you know it's Mr. Rabbit. If you get one that sounds like Yogi Berra, you know it's a Mr. C. When you come to the fork in the road, take it. He is a man of honor, and there's nothing more important than that. You can always work for somebody that's an honorable person. I remember when I decided to retire a couple of years ago and become a part-time teacher, he told me, he said, "Mac, I'll tell you something. As long as I have a job here, you have a job." Geez, I got it made. This guy's a young guy. I'm grinding it out, baby. Gravy train in my eating. 3 months ago, he called me in his office. And it was 4 words. "I quit, you're fired." Then he takes a selfie, does a little message message on it, another one bites the dust, and sends it to all my former administrators. Zora was so excited, he offered to buy him dinner. That's like, hey, I'll tell you how bad that is. That's like Chris Golden paying for his kid's lunch. What the hell's he laughing You know what I always do? Get lunch, I'll bolt right at him. Never give him a chance, you know. No, Mr. Studwick, I stuff here. You know, you guys don't realize the precious honor of this Common Core, or Button the Core, whatever else. But he's had to do so much work, and he's been undergoing serious medical problems.
Oh dear.
He has a really problematic personality disorder. He doesn't have one. Well, you can laugh at it. I don't think it's funny. Recently, and he's still at work all the time, he underwent serious surgery. It's at the Hospital of Special Surgery for Administrators. It's in Speonk, New York. They actually put him on for quite a while and tried to give him a charisma transplant. Obviously, he rejected it. But there is hope. And because we're so desperate, we're going to attempt to save him. And this is where the community is going to have to admit, because he doesn't want to miss any time this summer in school, he's going to have special treatment. And this is rare, but they're going to give him electroshock therapy. And because it's going to be done in-house, what we need is a couple of seniors to volunteer to give the shots. So is there anybody? Oh, there, I just look. LeBron Max almost hit his head with a single. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say something about our new administrator.
He's gone already.
Mr. Gamberg, I'd like to welcome you. You're going to love this place. You can see this tremendous community. And, I was very impressed when I read about the article in the Suffolk Times where the dilemma you faced in making this big decision to take both of these jobs, these tremendous responsibilities. And I know you gave it tremendous thought. And I can remember from that article, the biggest impact was that your wife said, go for it. What the hell did you do to her? What? That had to be a rough one. I just feel sorry for Mr. Well, he's very lucky. I'm not going to be here. We got a great start. I know there was a deal with you and Corinne on that one. When I think about his social life, it could be a little rugged. You think of one night of the week, well, Southold Board of Education meeting, there's 3 hours, whoopee. Well, the next night we'll go to the Greenport Education Board meeting, whoopee doodle. For fun, we'll go to the Oyster Pond. We didn't tell you about that one. You don't have to go. It's actually on television. They have a mini-series. It's called Hatfield and McCoy. I could go on and on. I'm the next administrator. Guys, I know it's a long day and you have to go. I just like to say in all sincerity that nobody had a better job than me for all these years. I've worked with wonderful people like you. To have parents and grandparents that have done so much for you. To have this generous community, it tells you a lot. And I always felt when I left Greenport, I'd like to go out in style. And you know what?
Yes.
I'm going to class of 14. Chicago, and I knew a guy named Don Cornelius, and you know what he was noted for, his famous farewell saying, peace, love, and you know what Greenport's got? Lots of soul. I love you guys.